Welcome to my little tropical farm. My name is Nancy, and we moved to this small farm in Panama from Los Angeles. We're starting a small homestead with a food forest, a garden, and animals. Please join us on our journey by hitting like and subscribe. It's early in the morning and the sun's coming up. It's beautiful out here this time of day. I'm glad I saw this from afar. That's quite a spider web. Hopefully it'll catch some flies and things that we don't necessarily want around here. So I thought I would show you up close and personal what's eating all of my plants again. I kind of want to put my hand up there, but I really don't, because I don't want it to touch me. Okay, let me give you an idea. Here is my index finger, and I'm short, so I don't have the biggest hands, but still, this bug is the size of my index finger. It is insane. So Sean and I have both been under the weather. We're both fighting separate illnesses, so we haven't done much on the farm. Mario's been here a bit, and he's done some things. But I'm going to give you a farm tour just to show you where we're at today. And of course, I'm going to start with the doggies. Blanca usually comes over here with a big smile, but she already greeted me. And then we'll walk back to the garden. They're ready for dinner, but they've got about an hour before I usually feed them. Okay, so we'll actually start at the garden. It's not that much to show you there. It's about to storm, I think. Okay. This one plant is doing really well. It's a zinnia. There were lots of them. And as you can see, the watermelon is growing around them. I do have some potential watermelons growing, but nothing that's of any size at this point. So, but you can see the watermelon has spread out all over the place. Let's go back this way. These here are turmeric, and they're growing really well. Of course, the turmeric and the ginger that I planted are growing well. These are a type of squash. They're growing. I planted another row recently of the same squash, and you can see they're getting eaten badly. That's been my biggest problem, is battling the bugs. Most of my mustard now has been eaten, but I'm hoping I get some seeds from there. And across the way you could see some more turmeric, and then those three in the corner are ginger. So we'll see how those do in the end, but they should grow for a while. And then here is my culantro, and past the culantro is one lonely loofah vine that has been eaten. In here is also another culantro here, and I just spread seeds here. I don't know if anything that's popping up right now is the culantro. I don't know what they look like as like little seedlings. Then over here, my loofah is gone twice, to be honest with you. I pulled out the vines. I left this one because it still had leaves on it, and now it's gone. And I planted, and now you can see what's left of the plants I put in. They just got eaten alive by these guys. These boogers have eaten them. They're probably mating right there, making more boogers, more plants I don't like. This is my cucumber. It had ants all over it, so that's what that powder is, actually an herbicide. We used it to kill some crazy killer wasps. And I took what was left on the ground and scooped it up and threw it over here instead of just throwing it in the trash. But as you can see here, I do have one cucumber growing. They are round cucumbers, so I have one growing. I'm hoping there'll be a few more. Oh, here's another one that looks like it's in good shape. Looks like it's big enough that it's been fertilized and it's not just what's left. There's another one here that looks the same. So hopefully we'll have some cucumbers in the end. I've heard that a lot of cucumbers need the cold to get sweet, but we'll find out. Orange tree is still doing great. Right here. Don't know if you could see all the oranges on it, but it's doing really well. Those won't be ready for a few months. And then we'll walk back to what I call the food forest. Oh, this is one of my new lemon trees. Of course growing slowly, but it's doing fine. And then over here, this is where the old garden was. And as he cut it down, he found a lot of junk in there. So I've got to pick that up. This is, I believe, also a lemon tree. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lemon tree. So it's doing fine. And you can see my corn has survived the cow attack. I showed you the corn last week, but I'll show you again because some of it is finally growing really well. Here is all my corn. And if we walk down the rows of corn, we will see some cassava. Down at this end. Here is my cassava growing, or as they call it here, yucca. My yucca, these are the yucca plants, so I've got like 5 plants here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Another few on the next row. And see, some of this corn is coming in great. Next to the corn is my, oh, here's some more cassava. Not looking pretty, but growing. A whole row of it. And next to my corn are my ñame plants. And there's some cilantro growing all on its own here still. But this is my ñame, as you could see. They are growing. Some of them are growing really great. But they're growing up there. The vines are taking over. We have some small banana trees that aren't doing much. Here is all my pineapples, still doing fine. We had a few days with no rain, which is unlikely here. Not very common, but it's been raining the past few days. So the pineapples are doing good. Sugarcane is growing. It's not a lot of sugarcane, but it is growing. Hopefully next year we'll take some of this, and instead of juicing it, we'll just expand. So that the following year we have something worth juicing. Papaya trees are doing well. I'm trying to think what else is in here. I mean, my other trees are all full trees at this point, but nothing has anything spectacular on it. I think I have one banana tree, and it could be a plantain tree. I can't tell the difference until it's got fruit on it, and even then, it's really hard for me to tell the difference. But over, I didn't point it out, so we'll backtrack a little bit. But over here, I think I have a flower. Yes, I do. So one of my banana trees have flowered. You can see the flower right up there, the purple flower. And you can see inside the flower, I think you can see, there are bananas growing. So those are growing, and it'll grow a couple of hands of bananas in that. And the flower is actually edible as well. But they don't usually eat them here in Panama, and I'd rather have the bananas and plantains. So we're going to let that continue. Another thing I've never pointed out that I'm going to quickly point out is under my coconut trees, I have some coconuts that have sprouted. I think there are 3 of them. 1, two, and there's a third somewhere over here. But we are gonna, oh, there it is, right there. It's just started to sprout. So we are going to plant those. And ultimately, I think I'll take these really tall coconut trees down because they're almost useless to me. I can't reach them. A ladder won't reach them. So I think I'm gonna take them down, and once the new ones start getting bigger, and then I'm gonna try and read up on keeping them dwarf or making them dwarf, just so that I could hopefully get coconuts that I can pick. Okay, now we're gonna walk to see the chickens. The cows have been in here quite a bit, so all you really see are the weeds. We're a couple of weeks from getting another animal now, as we change plans and change plans. We are a few weeks from getting animals, but the cows were back in here today. There's not that much for them to keep eating, but these weeds need to be just chopped. I think I said in another video, my neighbor has offered to spray, and I said, no, 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 no. So we are going to cut them. We actually went on the other side. I don't know if you could hear the thunder, but it's going to start raining soon. On the other side, you could see some really tall weeds. We went in there with the weed whacker and cut out maybe a third of those. And unfortunately, then our weed whacker died, or weed eater, whatever you want to call it. It died. So Mario might get to that before I do, but if we can get that working again, we'll fix it. Don't think we're going to walk all the way back to the orchard because it's getting late, and as I've told you many times, I'm afraid of snakes. And after our last snake incident, I'm not any less afraid of snakes. So over here, we do have some more bananas that are growing. You can see that little cute bunch of bananas there. And there's a tree behind it that has some bananas that just started showing from the flower. And there are two on the other side that have some bananas that I think I showed in a previous video. And now I'll show you my chickies. So what we did, I'm sorry, putting that down. So I do have to feed them while I'm out here, but I won't bore you with that. Whoops. But what I did, it's really funny. They'll all come up to greet me except the rooster. We took one of these. My battery died last night, so this is the next morning. And I just thought I'd show you the chickens. You would think they would sleep on this bar, but they don't. They're very funny because it's like they know I'm here to feed them, and they get pretty excited to see me, which is nice. Let's see, what do I need to tell you about them? We took down the second level of separator here because they were jumping up on it, and this was about a week ago, and I wasn't sure they'd be able to get back easily, and since they were going back and forth, it didn't make sense to keep it up. I left this one up really just to give them a roost. So here you'll see they eat the grass seeds that stick to my pants, off my pants and my boots. So they're kind of funny. But I check on them every morning between 6:30 and 7. Lately it's been much closer to 7. And here's the one rooster. He will not let me touch him, but he's still pretty friendly at this point. And then I check on them late in the afternoon. Usually change their water because they like to roost on it, but it doesn't look like they did that today. And give them more food if needed. It doesn't look like they need more food right now. So I'm just going to clean out their water and leave them alone for the day. What is that? Oh, they were going after something. They did catch a lizard the other day. It was very funny. They caught a teeny tiny lizard and chased after it, chased after each other. as they tore it apart. Unfortunately, I didn't get that on camera. We have been kind of laying low this week. We're both fighting different illnesses. We're both on the mend, but we haven't done much this week. So I just thought I'd show you my latest project in the sun oven. This is gonna be roasted garlic. So I cut the tops off the garlic, laid them in the pan, and then I actually took all the tops and put them in a cupcake cup. I thought that would be a good addition to a spread or make a good spread. So I was actually surprised it filled up a whole cupcake cup, but it did. So I will show you how it looks when it comes out of the sun oven. The sun oven is at about 325 degrees. Just put them in, and we will check them in about an hour. I'm in no rush, and they can't really overcook. So we'll check them in about an hour. Okay, so we left the garlic in the sun oven for 2 hours because it works a little bit like a slow cooker. Oh, that smells delicious. And it doesn't tend to overcook. So let's take this out first. Look how great that all looks. And these are probably still a little hot, but they will squish right out. Ooh, very hot. But as you can see, the pieces just came right out and fell apart. So I think I'm gonna take all the cloves out and make like a paste and put some in the fridge and some in the freezer. Thank you for coming to my little tropical farm this week. If you'd like to follow along on our journey, please click subscribe and notify. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you click like, and we look forward to seeing you next week.